All right. What's your last one?
I'm going a little off the beaten path. This movie has fascinated me since the moment I saw it. I believe it was 1998. It's called Fallen. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It stars Denzel Washington, John Goodman, and the scene that just seared in my head. It's not horrific, but it's just the use of the Rolling Stones' "Time Is on My Side" with the character Edgar Reese, played by Elias Koteas, who's a serial killer about to be put to death. And he's singing, "Time is on my side." And you're like, what is going on? Denzel Washington and John Goodman play cops who I honestly can't remember if they caught this guy or just involved with this guy. I believe that Denzel Washington's character caught him. But we come to find out he goes to witness the execution, and it's essentially the devil, and that he had possessed the serial killer, and he has like 10 seconds to find a new host once that body dies. So he's zapped, and then the spirit comes out and it infects somebody else. And so murders similar to the way the serial killer had done it before start happening again, and they're investigating. They're like, but we just put him to get death. What the heck? And then the entity starts messing with Denzel Washington, letting him know the rules, letting him know what happened, that he's still around. And this entity doesn't need to wait for the host to die. He can just pass. So there's one scene where Denzel Washington is walking down the sidewalk, and every time the entity touches a new body, it switches. So he's like, doesn't know where it is. Pretty much everybody surrounding Denzel Washington dies. And I don't want to give too much away at the end, but he goes to a very secluded place where there is nothing around, nobody around. And he takes on the entity by himself. And it's like, wow, this is just a fascinating, slow burn, suspense, not really your typical scary horror movie, but the psychological aspect of it really gets in your brain. And again, 1998, I've seen it a handful of times, and it sticks with me as just this great story. It's also got James Gandolfini, Donald Sutherland, and Bette Davis. Just a great cast, and a lot of actors you would recognize who are creepy, and they get a part of the entity in them, and you're just like, oh, I recognize that guy. I don't know his name, but he's a creepy actor. I've seen him in other things. You're like, yeah, that's... So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen Fallen, check it out. It's good stuff.
Wow, that is, I was not expecting that at all. I am very excited to watch this now. Just hearing the cast itself, it's like, I'm blown away. I'm surprised this got swept under, but I also feel like a lot of 90s movies had like super stacked casts, but got just swept aside.
Well, and the year it came out, you had like Titanic and Good Will Hunting and a whole bunch of other movies that were just like super popular. So a movie about the devil is not necessarily going to make it, but you just Fallen is just, the concept is stuck with me since the first time I saw it. It's probably influenced several of my stories and scripts, but it's just such a good, well-told story, well put together. And the ending is satisfying. A lot of times you get these movies and you get to the end, you're like, really? Signs is a great one by M. Night. It's like, this movie built all the suspense up, and then aliens are afraid of water, and they came to a planet that's predominantly water. Morons. This sucks. So this one, it hits the landing, and it's good stuff.
That's almost as good as War of the Worlds. Aliens come to a planet where the air actively kills them.
Dirt. Yeah.
That's almost as good as Prometheus.
No, James. Bad.
Oh, no. I'm saying the real horror of Prometheus is the fact that everybody in that movie is so goddamn dumb. That's a talking point for another time now.
I agree. So let us know what you guys think and what your favorite horror, possession, haunting, ghost movie is in the comments below. Nerd out.